Welcome back to the Magic Pulse review, and today we are reviewing a product I've been really looking forward to review. Not because it's new, because it isn't, but because it is a product straight down my line of magic. And the product we are reviewing is this one. It's Crystal Prism by an ID by Flat Base, produced by TCC Magic. A huge thanks goes out to Wang at the TCC Magic for sending me this for a review. So let's dive straight into it. Is this a worker? So what is Crystal Prism all about? Well, first of all, it is a very beautiful package. So inside this you get all you need to perform this amazing routine, which is, in all simplicity, signed Rubik's Cube to an impossible location. I would say it is a multi-phase routine. You can perform the effect in itself like a standalone effect, or you can put it inside a multi-phase routine you already have. And what you get is, I would say, 5, 6, 7 minutes of great magic using a Rubik's Cube. And at the moment of recording this, I think the price was just about $100, which is, in my opinion, yes, it is a lot of money. But again, it is quite a lot of great magic as well. So let's have an overview of Crystal Prism. So the main reason for me for reviewing this here today is because I've been doing Rubik's Cube magic for almost 10 years and also been doing sign cube to jar for about 8-9 years, and I just love it. So when I saw this released, I will be honest, the first thing I thought was, well, I would never do this because I already do the sign cube to jar. But I will discuss that a little bit later in the verdict section, why this might be just as good as a sign cube to jar. They both have their advantages, but also their disadvantages in a way. So basically what happens with this is that you as a magician, you take out a prediction, you can take that prediction and give it to your audience member. They can keep it for your routine. And then you take your 2 Rubik's Cube and the spectator gets to select one of them. They shuffle the cube and they sign the cube as well. Then the cube goes into a paper bag, and the other cube, which is sold, also goes into the paper bag. And then you do your magic, and then you empty the bag and you take out one sold cube. Of course, the spectator still thinks that the mixed cube is still inside the bag, but then you show it empty and you can crumble the bag and there's one cube missing. And that's when you redirect their attention to the prediction you presented in the beginning. So the prediction has been held maybe by the spectator all the time. They can even open, it's a cloth kind of bag. They open it and they look inside, and inside is this beautiful crystal box. And inside that crystal box, which is locked by the way, and they can unlock it, they can open it, and out of the box you just empty the signed Rubik's Cube. So the crystal box looks something like this. It is a highly acrylic box, I would say. Maybe the term is. It's a very good quality. So basically it is locked with a lock, and they can unlock it, and out of the box you tip out the cube, which is signed at the time. So it is very, very clean, and well, I will cover what the kind of prerequisites or what you need to know to perform this a little bit later. But essentially, I would say everyone can do this. So what's in the box? Well, you get a beautiful cloth bag where you put the prediction with the crystal box inside with the cube, and then you get 2 cubes. You get some stickers. You get the lock. You get the key. You even get some alcoholic pads to clean up your crystal box. And what else? Well, you get a gimmick, which I will not show here. And of course, you also get some paper bags, which is almost, I would say, regular paper bags. So that's just about it. And I would also mention this box, because I already mentioned it, but it is a nice thing because I use this as my transport box. So wherever I go, I put all this stuff inside this box, and it will keep the box safe. the cube safe, and you don't have to, you know, ruin anything. So that's just about what you get for $100. And by the way, I almost forgot to mention, with this there is slightly kind of cool stickers. Yeah, you get normal stickers, but you get also some kind of special stickers that makes the cube look even better. And I will also just mention here that the method to get the cube signed, or to get the signed cube to the impossible location, it's I would say it's unique, it's new, even though it's kind of similar to what we have seen before in similar effects. It is totally different as well. So when I, you know, got to look at this and dig into it, I was very surprised of the simplicity of how it works and how easy it is to perform, to create a miracle. So what about some real-world practicality? Well, to be honest, I've been doing this for a couple of times, and as I mentioned earlier, I've been doing the sign cube to jar for so many years, and I really, really love it. And both of these effects has their kind of practicality things. And for this one, I would say it's even easier. I will cover that also a little bit later. But for some small details, there is a slightly kind of angle thing. It's not a biggie. Maybe I shouldn't even mention it, because it isn't really an angle thing. But I think all magic tricks has some kind of angle issues. This one has that as well, but you can handle that as easy as that. So I don't know why I mention it now. So anyway, you can't give the cube, the sign cube, away at the end, as you can do with the sign cube in jar, but you can give it out for inspection in a way. They can verify it is their signature on the cube, and everything is very, very, very clean. The crystal box is absolutely examinable. They can have a look at it. I mean, they can take it out of the prediction kind of cloth bag. They can unlock it, and they kind of receive the cube from the box. So it is what it is. It is that clean. And having played with it, I wouldn't say there are any more kind of real world practicality issues. It's clean, it's direct, and it is very, very good, to be honest. And by the way, when I say that, I mean that, yes, it gets huge reaction, it gets big applause, and you get that, you know, the response that you really love when they drop the jaw and they don't understand anything. Well, this is one of those effects. So what about knowledge required? What do you need to know to perform this trick? Do you need to know anything about Rubik's Cube Magic? Do you need to know, I don't know. So to be honest, you don't need to know anything about Rubik's Cube Magic. And it might sound a little bit too good to be true, I know. And it is a little bit too good to be true. Because I would suggest, because at one moment you will give a cube out to the spectator, and the spectator will shuffle that cube, right? Of course, you can shuffle that cube yourself, and if you prefer that, that is quite okay. But if you give the cube out, they will shuffle a cube, and then you need a way, and you need to know how to solve the cube. So that's basically the only thing. Of course, if you don't give it away, you mix it yourself. You need to know a kind of a fake shuffle mix thing. But I don't think, if you want the best reactions, I would definitely give it out. So that's the only thing you need to know, how to solve the cube in the end. And if you're doing Rubik's Cube Magic already, this is a huge addition. I mean, if you want to perform this effect as a standalone effect, the only thing, like 5, 6, 7 minutes of great magic, you can do that with this, whatever is inside this box. if you do want to add this as part of a bigger routine with more Rubik's Cube magic, you can do that as well, because the cubes you can use them for other effects as well, and even after the cube has been signed, you can use that cube as an effect later on as well. Yeah, it's all up to you how you kind of combine these things into your current set or as a standalone effect. Also, of course, if you're new to magic, if you're intermediate or an advanced professional magician, I would say it fits all of you. This is I wouldn't say it doesn't require anything, because that sounds too harsh or something, but it is made so clean. The routining, how it works, how the kind of secret work, it is something that everyone can do with a little bit of practice. So what about entertainer fit? Who is this made for? You would probably say that, oh, it's a Rubik's Cube, so it's probably a close-up, a magic trick, right? Well, I've been doing Rubik's Cube magic for 10 years, and I've been doing this for close-up, for parlor, for big stages, for television shows, for big screen performances. So Rubik's Cube magic is for all kinds of stages. And I think it has to do with everyone knows about a cube. And even though a cube is small, it kind of plays bigger once you get the lighting, once you get the colors. Everyone knows about the cube. They can, position it in their mind in a way. And maybe if you also have, of course, projecting stuff, it will make it even better. But also when you add elements like this, it kind of gets bigger. And so, I mean, are you a stage performer or a closer performer or a parlor performer? Doesn't really matter. This will fit perfectly into your set. So what if you are already doing the Rubik's Cube, signed Rubik's Cube to a jar, as I've been doing for almost 10 years now? Well, I would say this is straight down your line. And then you might say, why would I need two effects that almost does the same thing? Well, to be honest, after experience both these effects now, and I would say they do almost the same, but they fit different kind of events or kind of gigs. And I will cover that in a minute, but I promise you, you will be doing both of these effects, but differently. Yeah, live with me. I will tell you more about it in a minute. So we are down to the verdict. Is this is it a worker or is it not? Well, let's talk a little bit about it. I mean, isolated, this effect is definitely working. It's very well made. It's a perfect effect, and it's very easy to perform. Having said that, I do need to talk about the sign cube to jar, which is, as I said several times, it is almost the same, but very, very different. So for myself, I've been doing it for so many years, and I love it, and I perform it as often as I can. And for me, it is the most perfect giveaway. I mean, giving away such a thing inside a cube, which can't get out and can't get in or can't get out, and it is being signed. For me, that is the ultimate giveaway. Having said that, of course, it also has some disadvantages. I mean, to make this, to get it ready for a show, it takes some time. You need the jar, you need the cube, you need the stuff, you need to prepare it. And of course, if you do want to do great magic, that's just what you do before a show. But it's not that you always want to do it. You don't have the time. And well, for me, it has become an effect that I perform on very special occasions, like special birthdays, weddings, TV shows. And having said that, this effect in itself gave me 2 golden buzzers on talent shows. So it is an effect that is amazing. And I would say that if this effect was released before the jar, I think I would have the same response. I would have 2 golden buzzers even with this effect. With this, there is no preparation. There is no reset. There is nothing. You just take your box, you go to your gig, and you perform. And I think for me, that is a kind of a thing I have to evaluate for my shows. Now, because I would love to do this on every single gig, but I don't have the time to do it, and for me it takes too much time, and even though how much I love it. This I will take to my every single gig from now on, and I will perform this. Of course I will still be doing this for special gigs, but this is my go-to. This is the crystal box, crystal prison thing, is my go-to for every single show. And the main reason for that is, of course, there is no setup, there is nothing. It's just there. And I think that's the biggest advantage with this. It is the same effect. It is a sine cube to an impossible location, but there is no preparation, there is no setup, and it's just take it with you, put it in the bag, and perform the magic. But I do have to underline that I'm sorry, but I really love this little jar. But again, I'm taking this on the road. So back to the verdict. I mean, this is Rubik's Cube Magic. I can't rate it down. But I did have to kind of work myself through this to make up my mind, is this worth it? Is it, well, it's worth it, but is it better of what I already had? And to be honest, it is very good alternative, supplement, and sometimes even better. So what's the verdict? Well, from 1 to 10, I would give this 9.2. It is great. The only drawback I have, it is not a giveaway, but I would say that doesn't matter. It's a great effect. That is another review. Thank you so much for following Magic Pulse review, and a huge thanks again goes out to TCC Magic for letting us review this amazing product. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and also sign up at magicpulse.net to follow everything that is happening around the world in the Magic World community. So until next time, see you around.